additional ways to help your nonprofit.
Nice. And do they, besides the bottles of wine, do they get anything else in there?
Yeah, actually, there's always a hostess gift. So right now, for example, it's a beautiful heart-shaped carafe, and it comes with two beautiful wine glasses. And they kind of rotate some of the different host gifts. And of course, depending on how much people order, there's additional bonus wine and gifts available as well.
That's awesome because I know I'm getting one.
The question is are you keeping it or are you going to make it part of a giveaway drawing?
I'm still debating that, Brenda. I really
Yeah,
am.
depends on
because
the turnout, right?
I love it and I saw it and I was like, oh man, I really want
It's
that. But then
pretty.
I'm like, it could go to this and it could be much better. So we're just gonna throw it in the air and say I'm still debating.
Okay, I'll try
We'll
to
see what happens
prep
at the
you.
end. Um, how in and all, if you can give me a rough estimate number, how much have you raised with Wines for Humanity for charities, whether it be local, national? How, like, a rough estimate?
Yeah, well, that's me personally, I'm not sure my personal number. I know since 2007, it has been over $7 million, together corporately. I know we had a 12-week program where we were selling wine online and raising money to feed the homeless, and we had a goal of first 150,000, and we exceeded that, then went to 200,000 and went up to 250,000. So the charities are reimbursed quarterly. So when I get my next quarterly report, I'll let you know. But it's a great way to be able to give back to the community and feel like you're doing something worthwhile and enjoying wine at the same time.
That's wonderful. I love it, and I can't wait to see your next quarter report because I want to see these numbers because I'm all about nonprofits and helping them. So I love to
Great.
have these numbers and be like, this is what you've raised to help support
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So what areas do you cover for your tastings, Brenda? Because obviously I know that you're like right around the corner from me up in the Bradenton Parish area, but how far do you go for these tastings?
Yeah, we have different reps in different areas. We are recruiting and adding more if anybody needs to make a little extra, on the side. But I'm willing to go at least 2 hours, for a tasting. So I'll go down to Fort Myers, I'll go to Orlando, up through Tampa. Really, especially when I know it's a good cause and it's a good group that is eager to fundraise for their nonprofit. So typically we go, in a 2 mile or a 2 hour radius.
Nice. That's good to know. Now, I know we haven't really talked about this, but you did hint it in one of the questions. Is it's coming up that people can either go to or maybe they can schedule one in a sense.
Yes. Yeah. So you can reach out to me. We have a Facebook page. I'll also give you, obviously all my contact information. My email is wines, the number four good at Gmail. And I'm happy to schedule that in. People are scheduling for August, September, October, and even the holidays already.
I Wow, that is incredible. The holidays already, and
Yeah.
I know we all joke, and I hate to say it, we're on July 15th, and in 10 days will be Christmas in July. People, it will happen. But,
Right.
but
True.
the thing is, we're almost there. So that's kind of good to know. But I have to say thank you for having the event that we're going to do tomorrow in my neighborhood. So, because we kind of joked about the roundabout and whatnot, and I'm going to give my listeners a little bit of detail. Is just with the COVID-19 and the social distancing and everything like that, my community has had food trucks in, and we use a large roundabout area where the food trucks can park, people can go up, and they support their local business. So I have put it out to my network or to my neighborhood, and I got a lot of good feedback that people want to help charity and they want to do a wine tasting. So thanks to Brenda for doing this event, for helping me schedule it. That we're going to do a wine tasting in my neighborhood tomorrow. It's only for my neighborhood people. I'm sorry, no one can all show up, but it's just for my neighborhood. But if you're able to talk to your neighborhood and they're able to, say, hey, let's do it, I'm sure Brenda's willing to work with you on helping you that. And I know you had mentioned that you bring your own stemware to the events too for tasting, but for ours, we have requested that my neighbors will bring their own glassware, plastic preferably, and we will be doing that. And
Yes.
I'm so psyched. You don't know how psyched I am about this.
Well, we really appreciate you doing that. That's awesome. I think it'll be great, and we're looking forward to getting a good turnout and having some fun.
Well, I can truly say right now I have 10 people plus minus that are interested right now, because you know how it is with social media. People say they're coming, they like it, they
Yeah.
comment, and then it is what it is when it comes. But I have a good feeling that there will be a lot of people there because, come on, it's wine. People need to get out and socialize. And let me tell you, all the food trucks that have come in our neighborhood, they've gotten a lot of business. So
Oh, good, good. Glad to hear it. Well, if there's
I,
any leftover wine, it stays with you as the host. So
great.
you
That,
you get to enjoy anything that's at the end of the tasting if there's any left. So there you go.
maybe we'll auction those off.
There you go.
That way I can raise some extra money and I can keep the carafe.
Yeah, you
But
never know.
but anyway, I know we're kind of up. I have like one more little question. I know you're going to mention it, and I want to give you more time to give your contact information, but I don't want you to give it all right now. But your Facebook page that you have, on your Facebook page, what can my listeners or the listeners on here find on your page if they look you up?
Yeah, if they look up under Wines for Good, Facebook page, we post recipe ideas, educational wine tips, funny things, inspirational ways to, help their nonprofits. And a lot of times I'm getting some of our wine drinkers will post a picture where they created a special meal and paired it with one of the wines from Wines for Humanity. So it's a little more interactive um, and just kind of fun to keep aware of upcoming promotions or discounts, and furthering their wine education and enjoying fine wines.
Nice. And that's great. That, educational tips, recipe. And I'm not naming the name, but I do know the person that had the food pairing is a good
Yes, I
friend of
think you
ours. And
do. Yeah.
yeah, and we all had a good laugh because she's a really good friend of ours. And she had to post that picture saying, this is the meal I made. And she actually had the big bottle of wine right next to it and said, that's the wine I'm having with it. And it was great.
Yeah, I gotta love that pass along word of mouth marketing. Love it. Yeah.
It is. That's what it's all about. So we're coming up near the end of the time, and I do like to give my listeners a chance to find out how they can get a hold of you, Brenda. So at this moment, please take your time. Please tell us any type of contact information that you want our listeners to get a hold of you by, and go from there.
Okay, yeah, Brenda McGowan. My cell phone, you're welcome to call or text, is 224-829-5569. My email is wines for the number four good at gmail.com. So look forward to help answering any questions, or if you just want to place an order to support the homeless, I'm happy to help with that as well.
Nice, and that's great because, like I said, we're all here to help, all here to help each other. Because even though we can be socially distant from each other, we become socially really distant that we kind of lose touch with each other. And there's a great way to help each other out. So,
Absolutely.
other than that, do you have any fun last minute facts of wine that we don't know, Brenda, before we part ways?
Real quick, interesting that an emperor actually created and helped get Chardonnay grapes into France because in his aging life, he was spilling his Pinot Noir on his white beard, turning it red. So after his wife said, "No more, no more wine," cut him off on wine, he got creative and decided to plant Chardonnay grapes and switch to white wines. And that's how the Chardonnay grape got in France and known for the Chardonnay area.
Wow.
Kind of fun.
That is a great fun fact. I love it. But other than that, I want to thank you, Brenda, from Wines for Humanity, for joining us here today on Socially Joe. I'd love to have you back on the show again to learn more about Wines for Humanity. Hopefully, get those numbers. No, I'm joking.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I can't wait to have you over tomorrow for my
Sounds
event.
great.
All
Thank
right,
you, Joe. I really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yep.
not a problem. And word of mouth always helps. So have a great day, Brenda.
Thank you.